Alright, welcome everyone. This is Limerbean, and this is part 2 to collecting all of the medals in expert mode in the new Star Fox. Today we're tackling 3 planets. We're going to do Katina, we're going to do Solar, and we're going to do my least favorite planet from childhood, Titania. I think that these medals are the most difficult ones to get in the entire game, for various reasons, and I'll explain that in a little bit more detail as we go. I also spent a lot of time editing these videos because I added some extra commentary to the game. So I really hope you stick around and watch. I hope that you'll be pleasantly surprised over what you see. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. That's a lot of words for we found a shortcut. Alrighty, welcome back. We are going to do part 2 of collecting all the medals in expert mode in the new Star Fox game. And today we're going to look at 3 planets in particular. We're going to look at Katina, Solar, and then we're going to finish things up on Titania.
Hang on, guys. Help is on the way.
So right at the start of the level, you can see I almost collide with 2 allies right out the gate. So I understood that this was going to be a major challenge to get through unscathed and to maintain my laser upgrades, because this level only gets busier as it goes on. Once you get to 10 hit points, the mothership enters, which is essentially the boss to this level. It never actually attacks you directly, but what it does is it dispatches a lot of enemies for you to deal with. Alright, I'm going to go out over here a little bit, get some space. After you trigger the cutscene, this is when the mothership starts dispatching enemies in countless waves. This is not easy. So my strategy here was to try to take out big groups of enemies in order to raise my hit point total and limit how much time I needed to spend here. But trying to dodge that many allies and enemies was overwhelming, so my next strategy was to take out 2 of the hangars to try to limit how many enemies the mothership could dispatch whenever the hangars opened. The third strategy I implemented was just trying to stay on the perimeter and watch my radar to try to avoid flying in crowded airspace.
Won't give me that easy.
Wow, that was a good one. Hit +5 on me. I also didn't help out my allies unless they were already in my line of sight and it was convenient for me to do so. I quickly realized that it was more important to keep my eye on the radar and to avoid large groups of enemies and allies in order to maintain my laser upgrades. Alright guys, we're nearing in on the trophy. I don't want to hang around here too much longer than I need to.
Husky unit, cover the base. Time for a little payback.
As I approached the hit point total necessary to earn the medal, I decided to take out the remaining 2 hangars and defeat the enemy mothership.
Bulldog unit, don't
Thankfully, destroying the hangars always results in a hit +5, no matter how long it takes, and when you take out the 4th one, the core will appear. If you've taken too long in this level, destroying the core results in 0 hit points. Let's get out of the way. I don't want to get hit by anybody.
We did.
Alright, we made it through, we got the trophy. In order to get mission accomplished on this level, you need to take out the enemy core before time runs out. Take care, Fox.
I'm glad we're on the same team, Fox. You too, Bill.
With mission accomplished and the medal in hand, it's time to set our sights on Solar. Solar has always been one of my favorite levels because it's just so unique. You're consistently taking damage throughout the course. On top of that, there's waves of plasma and solar flares that you have to dodge. Running into the solar flares will result in damaging a wing and losing your laser upgrades. Thankfully, there's a lot of rings and stars to collect along the way to help maintain your shield strength. Not only are you taking damage throughout the course, your allies are as well, so it's really important to make sure that when you start the course, your allies are at full strength, because if any of your allies go down, you won't be eligible for the medal regardless of how many hit points you have. On top of all of those other challenges, just trying to get to the total hit points necessary for this medal is really tough. It just feels like there's not enough enemies to account for the 100 hit points necessary for the medal. Most of the enemies appear and disappear really fast. Rocks will shoot out of the plasma and fall right back in before you have a chance to shoot them and collect the hit points. The birds often appear behind you and fly directly into a plasma wave before you have a chance to shoot them. I think we only need to get to 100.
Eat it, flame brains, I ain't your buddy. Good riddance. I almost got burned.
I love that. Good riddance. I almost got burned. Or they'll fly out of the plasma waves at you and fly past you before you can even react and shoot them. Bomb management is really important in this level because they can help take down the large groups of enemies that surprise you, but they're really necessary for the boss fight. A hit +10 will get us the trophy. In my opinion, this is the most difficult boss in the entire game. Throughout the entire fight, you're taking consistent damage from the heat. You're supposed to shoot his arms first, but he's constantly swinging them at you, making it impossible to hit them. You also have to dodge his flailing arms, as well as the rocks and plasma that he throws at you. On top of all of that, his ultimate attack is when he dives into the plasma and creates a huge tidal wave that comes your way, and the only way to dodge it is to shoot a bomb at it. Take out his arm. Right here. So if you run out of bombs, you're going to take damage from this tidal wave, lose your laser upgrades, and possibly just die.
You did it, Fox!
But thankfully, I was able to pull it off unscathed. Wow. That's my least favorite. I mean, he's probably the most challenging in my opinion.
Nice job, Star Fox. Status report.
If that was a trial by fire, I'd say we passed it.
You worry about your own hide.
Yes, I didn't. Oh, that's so cool that he still says that. So we got our mission accomplished, and we got enough total hit points to earn the medal. So it's time to move on to the next level. Man, oh man, that is a tough level to get the trophy on. Well, from here on out, it's smooth sailing, so we can either go... But before we continue on to Titania, we need to circle back to Sector X, because there's an alternate ending that we need to trigger in order to go to Titania. So during the boss battle with Sector X, after he faints for the first time and comes back to life, go ahead and let Slippy get close to him to try to analyze him. The boss will slap at him and he'll go crash landing into Titania. This is the only way to visit the planet Titania in the new Star Fox game. You see, in Star Fox 64, regardless of whether or not Slippy crash lands at Titania, you could still go visit the planet and attempt to get the medal. But in this game, the only way to go to Titania is to force Slippy to crash land there. When I was a kid, this was by far my least favorite level. For some reason, I just found it really difficult. I don't even think I earned the medal in this on expert mode until I was in my 20s. It also locks you into going the Venom Run route and going to Bolts afterwards. You don't have the option to go to Area 6 if you want. With all of that being said, I absolutely love this level now. I didn't find it nearly as difficult as I remembered it being as a kid. And because I very rarely went here as a kid, I'm extremely unfamiliar with the whole level. So in other levels where I'm familiar with enemy spawn points and other tricks to try to get more hit points, in this level it just seemed all new to me. I heavily relied on my instincts for my bomb management skills and my strategic use of them to take down large groups of enemies. I also heavily relied on my reflexes, being able to get a charge shot off just in time to take out a group of enemies, or deciding last second whether or not to use a bomb. With having almost zero previous knowledge to this level, it made it really fun to play through. And on my very first try, I was able to earn the medal.
Slippy, hang on!
This boss battle is also really fun, and it was way less difficult than I remembered it being. I think the entire boss battle took less than a minute. It was really quick, and it was way less challenging than I remember it. Wow, we got the trophy! We got the trophy on our first try. Yes! And just like that, I had the medal on Titania.
That thing's
All the
history.
trophies on expert
Ancient
mode.
history.
Let's go. Let's go. Hey, and I got a new high score. I was pretty ecstatic. Like I say, this was the most difficult trophy for me to get on the Nintendo 64, so I was pretty excited to finally earn this. Let's go. Alright, well that concludes part 2 on my journey to collecting all of the medals in expert mode on the new Star Fox game. I wanted to thank you all so much for sticking around to the end. I apologize on it being a little bit longer of a video for only 3 levels, but in my opinion, they're some of the more challenging medals to get in the entire game. So I wanted to make sure I was putting in the extra effort for you guys, and I really hope that these videos help you on your journey to collecting the medals as well. So please like, subscribe, share with your friends. I really appreciate the support, and I'll be putting out another video here really soon for the remaining 6 trophies. In the next video, we're going to be taking the hard path, but instead of going through Area 6 and Venom 2, we're going to go to Bolts and then Venom 1. Because Venom 1, I think, is the most difficult trophy to get in the entire game. So we're going to save that one for last. That's going to be the grand finale. So please stick around and wait till the very end on our journey to collecting all of the medals in expert mode in the new Star Fox. This is Limerbean, and thank you so much for watching.